All right, let's dive in. Today, we're going on a little journey, an expedition, really, into the world of marketing. We're going to pull back the curtain and see how businesses take an idea and turn it into the stuff you see and use every single day. I mean, think about it for a second. Why do you pick one brand of coffee or one type of phone over all the others? Is it the logo, the price, or just a feeling you get? That moment of choice, right there, that's the heart of marketing. It's this invisible force that's kind of guiding our decisions all the time. So, what is marketing, really? At its core, it's way more than just flashy ads and clever slogans. It's really a quest to build a bridge, to connect what a business makes with what a customer actually needs. And it's this really cool mix, right? It's part science, you're using data, you're doing research, trying to figure out what people are looking for, but it's also an art. It's about finding a creative, compelling way to meet those needs and build a connection that actually lasts. Now, every marketer's journey has to start by understanding the terrain, the landscape. And in the world of business, that landscape is basically shaped by two huge, powerful forces pushing against each other: supply and demand. Let's look at a real-world story. There's this New Zealand company, Cookie Time. When they launched their products in Costco, Japan, the reaction was just insane. Only 2 days after they debuted, they got a new order that was 4 times larger than their first one. Can you imagine that incredible wave of people wanting your product? That, right there, is demand in action. And this whole situation points to a fundamental rule in economics, the law of demand. It's actually pretty simple when you think about it. If the price of something goes up, fewer people want to buy it. But if you drop the price, more people want in. Makes total sense, right? Okay, now let's flip that coin over and look at the other side, the law of supply. This one works the other way. When prices go up, businesses get way more interested in making and selling more of that thing. To keep up with that massive demand in Japan, Cookie Time had to hire 30 new people and add a whole extra manufacturing shift. The high demand and prices made it worthwhile to boost their supply. So once you get the lay of the land, you understand supply and demand, you need a compass. Every single business has to pick a direction, a philosophy for how they're going to navigate the market. And usually they go one of two ways. You've got your market-oriented companies. They look outward first. They ask, hey, what do people actually want? And then they build a product to fit that need. Then you have product-oriented companies. They look inward. They focus on making the absolute best product they can and just assume people will want it. It's that classic, if we build it, they will come mindset. But being too product-focused can be dangerous. Take this case, the Classic Watch Company. They made this one super top watch for 20 years. Great product, but they were so focused inward that they completely missed a huge shift in the market. Customers started wanting watches that were more fashionable. And because the company wasn't looking outward, their sales just cratered. So, how do we even measure how a company's doing against its competitors? Well, a key way is with market share. The easiest way to think about it is to picture the entire market as a giant pizza. Market share is just the size of your slice. But here's the thing. That pizza is always changing. Markets are alive, they're constantly shifting. Just look at the beer market in New Zealand. You can see right here that over time, the slice for lower alcohol beer, that light green bar, got a whole lot smaller. It's the perfect example of how, as people's tastes change, the whole pizza gets resliced. Okay, so you get the market forces, you've picked your approach with your compass. What's next on the journey? Now you need a map. You have to figure out exactly who you're talking to. Here's one of the biggest rules in marketing. If you try to be everything to everyone, you'll end up being nothing to no one. It just doesn't work. The solution is something called market segmentation. It's just a fancy way of saying you break a huge market down into smaller, more manageable groups of people who have similar needs. And marketers usually slice it up in 3 main ways. Geographic is pretty simple. It's all about where people live. Demographic is about who they are, their age, gender, income. And then there's psychographic, which is maybe the most interesting one. That gets into the why, their lifestyles, their values, their personalities. And you can see these methods right here in action. On the left, that's geographic segmentation. A business could decide to market one way in Auckland and a totally different way down in Southland. And on the right, that's demographic. A company could look at this data and build a campaign that speaks directly to, say, women between the ages of 25 and 29. And that brings us to the final leg of our journey. And honestly, this might be the most critical part of all. It's not just about finding a customer and making one sale. The real goal, the end game, is to build an alliance that actually lasts. Just look at this number. Let it sink in. It can cost anywhere from 4 to 10 times more to go out and find a brand new customer than it does to just keep an existing one happy. That is a huge difference. This one statistic is basically the reason the entire field of customer loyalty even exists. And there's a formal strategy for this called customer relationship marketing. You'll hear the letters CRM a lot. At the end of the day, it's just an approach where the entire business focuses on building and taking care of strong, long-term relationships with the people who are already your customers. And the goals of CRM are super clear, and they kind of build on each other. First, you focus on improving the relationship itself. That leads to step 2, because happy, loyal customers almost always spend more money with you. And when you put those two together, you get step 3. Your company's overall revenue goes up. It's a win-win cycle. So there you have it. The marketer's journey becomes pretty clear, right? It's about understanding the world you're in, choosing your path, and then building real, lasting connections. Every single brand has a story to tell. So the real question is, who are you going to tell yours to first?